Here's my budget Numeron deck profile that has a hand trap or less hand trap focused option for the deck so that you can adjust it according to your playstyle. So the deck is divided into two parts, the Numeron engine and the hand trap and interruption package. So first, let's go over the Numeron core. I play 3 Numeron wall. Obviously, best starter of the deck, can't be ashed. It doesn't actually do anything that Ash Blossom can negate because it's activating it from the deck. Then of course 3 Pathfinder. This is a good alternative to the map because you don't lose half your life points using Planet Pathfinder. And it doesn't really matter because they can both be ashed. Then of course, the main card, I play 3 Numeron Network and 2 Numeron Calling. You don't want to see this in your starting hand. It's good to have it should this somehow get negated, but Numeron Calling, you really only want to play about 2. 3 Memories of Hope. This card is insane because if your combo goes off correctly and you resolve Numeron Network and Calling for 4 Numeron monsters, you just drew 4 cards off Memories of Hope, which is crazy. And then of course, 3 Limited Removal. Great card if you're just trying to get that OTK. Of course, for the 1-ofs, 1 for 1, 1 Terraforming, and 1 Called by the Grave. That's the Numeron core. Now let's go to the interruption package. I divided the deck here is because you have a choice. You can either focus this part of the deck around hand traps, or you can focus it around spell and trap interruptions. So for example, if you want to go the latter route and not use as many hand traps, you can play cards like 3 Lava Golem, 3 Battle Fader, 3 Dark Hole, 3 Forbidden Chalice, 1 Anti-Spell, 1 Gozen, 1 There Can Only Be 1, and 3 Strike. Obviously, there's only 1 hand trap here, but for the most part, these are just really nice interruption-based spell and traps that you can use as opposed to 13 different kinds of Veiler with Mourner, Imperm, whatever. If you want to play a more hand trap heavy version of it, I would recommend playing 3 Ash, 3 Ghost Ogre, 3 Ghost Mourner, 3 Veiler, 3 Shifter, and 3 Imperm. Now, I feel like all the hand traps are self-explanatory except for maybe Shifter. The reason I recommend Shifter is because if you're doing number C1 plays, the deck can benefit from you banishing those monsters instead of sending them to the grave. So for example, if on turn 1 you activate Numeron Network and use your 4 monsters to summon Appaloosa, well, if you had activated D-Shifter, now you have those 4 banished. So that way on your next turn, if you choose to go into number C1, your opponent will take enough damage to lose the game. Also, because you don't really need anything in the graveyard unless you're doing Infinitrack plays, D-Shifter is a really good card because a lot of meta decks right now are susceptible to it, which means that by you playing it, you have a greater ability to potentially slow down decks like Snake Eyes. So if you want to run a more hand trap heavy deck, this is what I'd recommend you play. In addition, of course, 2 copies of Twin Twisters because I do still think it's good to have some sort of spell and trap removal. For the extra deck, since we only play 2 copies of Numeron Calling, I would recommend playing 2 copies of each number, so 2 number 1s, 2 number 2s, 2 3s, 2 4s, and then only 1 copy of number Chaos 1, although you can play 2 if you'd like. For the Link monsters, I play 1 Infinitrack, 1 Saryuja, 1 Mech Knight, 1 Appaloosa, 1 Access Code, and 1 Underworld. Numeron is a pretty self-explanatory deck, however, I do want to share the main combo just in case you don't know it. Numeron Wall's ability is to activate Numeron Network directly from deck, so what you want to do is you want to activate Numeron Wall, discard it, or send it from the field to the grave to activate Numeron Wall. Numeron Wall then sends Numeron Calling from the deck to the grave in order to summon numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 from your extra deck. Because of Numeron Calling, you can only summon 1 more time during the turn. Since they're all banished during the end phase, you have a couple choices of what play you want to make. You can use cards like number Chaos 1 to banish them all and deal 3,000 points of damage to your opponent on your next turn. You can summon Infinitrack Fortress and summon them back 1 by 1, except 1 that you won't use as material. You can summon Saryuja to draw 4 on top of using Hope. You could summon Crusadia Avramax. You could summon Appaloosa to get 4 negates, or you could summon Access Code, but I really wouldn't recommend it only because you wouldn't have any Link monsters in the grave that you could target. Also, if you're going second, you could tribute them and an opponent's monsters to summon Underworld Goddess. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see what deck you should play based off your job, check out this video here, or if you want to see if you have any of these common Yu-Gi-Oh player habits, check out this video here. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.